Hey, cool cats and kittens of algebra. It's Mrs. Grafe. Sorry if I look a little disheveled. I had tennis practice and all that good stuff. So anyway, you're either tuning into this video because you're done with 10.2 to 10.5, or you're tuning in because you're struggling. So if you're tuning in because you're struggling, I hope you do not watch it all, because me just telling you how to do this isn't really going to help you. I hope you just tune into a little bit and then attempt to do more work with this and go back. So yesterday in period 2, we did test some values like we said here. Okay, if we have 16x over 16x and we plug in 4 for x, and today you're going to want to use different values. Try different values for the variable, test them, see what happens. So we just happened to pick 4. You could have picked 2, you could have picked 7. But 16 times 4 is 64 over 64, and that is 1. When x is not 0. In this case, we could not plug in, and this is something you're going to pay attention to, we could not make x 0, because if x would equal 0, that is not allowed. We'd get 16 times 0 over 16 times 0, which is 0 divided by 0. We cannot divide by 0. Okay? I say it here, somebody reminded us yesterday, you cannot have 0 in the denominator. You can't put something into 0 groups. I'll say that again. You cannot have 0 in the denominator. You can't put something into 0 groups. So part C, consider if we have x minus 3 divided by x minus 3. Does this equal 1? Let's test a value and see. I'm just going to pick 9. 9 minus 3 over 9 minus 3, we are going to get 6 over 6, that does equal 1. If I test 5, I'm going to get 2 over 2. If I test 3, I'm going to get 0. So we can do all values here except x cannot equal 3, because if x equals 3, we're going to get 3 minus 3 over 3 minus 3, and we cannot have 0 in the denominator, as we said. That is not allowed. We can't put something into 0 groups once again. Create a rational expression of your own that equals 1. Well, that could be various things here. A rational expression is something with a fraction, so be sure you wrote something with a fraction that equals 1. So I'm going to do 2 plus y, and if I do 2 plus y, I'm going to do 2 plus y, and that equals 1. And read the last part here from Mr. Wonder. Mr. Wonder also says when you multiply any number y and 1, the number stays the same. For example, if we have z over z times x over y, that is essentially a giant 1. Do you remember that from last year? I'll just type that in here. Oh, I can't do that. Sorry, I can't do that with our thing. I'm going to have to write everything out, which is a little bit of a pain. I forgot. It doesn't like when I type. This is a giant 1, and in the end, we do get x over y. Okay? So hopefully 10 2's making sense. If you need to, stick around for 1 or 2 more of these, or check these answers out. Here, if we have x squared divided by x squared, 5 squared over 5 squared would be 25 over 25. This does equal 1. X cannot equal 0. I'm going to go over one more, and then I'm going to pause and show you all the answers. Here, x divided by x is 1. You might notice my cat in the video. Sorry here. This equals 1. I am multiplying everything. Don't forget that. And then this does give me x divided by 3. All right. And let me pause and show the rest of the answers, and then you can check them. All right, guys, I'm going to let you take a look at my answers here. And you might have to pause me a second because I'm going to give some explanations. So feel free to pause and just kind of check the answers. I saw everywhere I could make 1s. So when we have multiplication, you guys, we can create 1s. Hence, we like all these problems because we have multiplication. So I would say F is one of the trickier problems here to figure out what can M not equal. Well, we simplify here 2 of the binomials to make 1, so we're left with 2m minus 5 over 3m plus 1 when simplified. Well, because of the m plus 6, if I put in a negative 6 for m, I get 0. because -6 plus 6 is 0. And then if you're not sure about the 3m plus 1, we'll set it equal to 0 here. Set it equal to 0 where cat's going to fly. Oh, there you go. You got to love the cat action tonight. 3m plus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1 from each side. 3m equals -1. And m cannot equal -1/3. Because 3 times -1/3 is -1. -1 plus 1 here, guys, is 0. So take a look at these. Hope that helps. 10-5 here, guys, is a good problem to really see if you know what you're doing and what you can't do. Oh, excuse me, for 10-4. This is 10-4. Really helps you to see what you can and can't do. And then tomorrow we'll talk about 10-4 and 10-5. Hopefully you've done your best with them. We'll talk about a bit about them tomorrow. Thanks for tuning into my video, guys. And, you know, help each other. FaceTime with a friend if you're struggling, but hopefully I helped you at least with 10-2 and 10-3. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a good one.